Hello there, welcome to Heart Explained Therapy, and I'm going to tell you how you can love yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you something that you won't find on How to Love Yourself videos, or if you Google it now, it's going to tell you all the things that I'm going to tell you, but I don't believe that's, even though it might be a bit helpful, I don't think it's a real, truthful way on how to love yourself. So this is the first part, that's the easy part, that you're going to enjoy because you can easily do it. But I don't think it's quite going to do what you think it will do. There's another trick, another hack, and no one tells you about it because it's really scary and it hurts. So, and it's not involved getting a tattoo, so don't worry about it. Although if you like tattoos, go and get a tattoo. The way to love yourself that the average person will tell you is by seeing yourself as someone that you love, as in, you know, that love that you have for partners or children, you've got to start doing that to yourself. Now, this means that you look after your health, you look after your mind, you actually do something that you have always wanted to do, and you look back at achievements and start to write these down and think of these positive projections, everything you've achieved in the past, to show that you can do it in the present time. And you start to make a sort of goal journal, you focus on yourself, you give your time, you know, when there's an opportunity to be with yourself, you actually see it and feel it as a different sort of, it's not just, oh, I'm on my own until my mates come round in an hour, or I'm on my own and I'm just walking. It's a time to really be by yourself and go into your own mind and say positive self-talk, because you're talking to yourself all the time. You're always having this inner voice talk to you, and we sort of project that it's bad to hear voices, but you're talking to yourself all the time. So say positive things to yourself, and sort of court yourself, date yourself, take yourself for a coffee, treat yourself to a present, something you've wanted for a long time. If it doesn't break the bank, go for it. And this is the average stuff that will start you off and will make you start to feel quite good. But there's another part that they never tell you about, and this is going to be quicker than doing all that. So if all that sounds a little bit like, oh God, I'm not taking myself for a coffee, I'm not talking to myself, praising myself in my head, well, that's exactly why you've probably got low self-esteem. You're not loving yourself, and you're probably in crappy relationships and like in a bad situation because you don't do that. So first of all, adopt that first habit, even though it's out there, because it's a conscious thing that we can do. But for me, I believe that I love myself the most when I let go of all desires in the outside world, all the wants and the perfection that I crave. I let it all go, and I control my emotions. And not just control my emotions because I'm feeling happy and everything's going right. I'm able to control them emotions when everything's going bad. When everything is going wrong, I'm able to not be triggered by something that would normally trigger me. Now, how is this self-love? Well, I think it's an expansion of your awareness. It's made you really mentally grow up. Because I also have a theory that there's a big population out there, grown adults who are over the age of 16, but they're mentally stuck at the age of 16. They are literally still a kid in an adult's body. And no one's told them how to grow up, no one's told them how to experience things and learn from them experience things, so they experience really bad things, and then they get mental health and anxiety and problems and stress. And then they just become a reactive pile of goo that have no reason. They don't even know what the word self-love really truly means. They don't even know what love means. So how would you go about doing this life hack that will transport you even quicker to where you want to go? Well, first of all, you've got to understand your thoughts. Be well aware of what you say to yourself, because you can say negative stuff. You can want a lot of stuff in the world to change, and you can say that you can become a victim and you can become a pity party for yourself and say, I'm not getting what I want. And there's the child again. Boo-hoo. I'm not doing my dream job. Well, are you progressing through a plan to get your dream job? Because if you are, and you're in a temporary state of that not happening, then you've actually got a lot to praise yourself for. So shift that to this 5-year plan is in its first stage. If you haven't made a first stage, then you're being the little bratty kid. Make the first stage. It's time for you to really grow up now. And if you're watching these sort of videos, there's a reason. Things aren't working out perfectly. And again, it's this attachment to perfection that you're striving for. You can do anything you want. You could write 5 things down and you could achieve those 5 things in the matter of 3 months. It's easily done if you have a burning desire to do it. Now, you don't have this burning desire to do it because your head is full of I want this, I want that, and I want it all really easy, and I want sort of mommy and daddy to give it to me. That's like a metaphor. Not some people actually do physically want mommy and daddy to give it to you. But what I'm saying is about how you think something's just going to turn up out of the blue. And that's how the opportunity will arise. Let me talk you through an analogy now of 2 people who write a book. One person goes round to every publisher from Scotland to the south of England and says, will you publish my book? And he keeps getting told no, but he gets in his car and he drives to the next one, and he's planning the whole circuit. And the other guy sitting at home with his book still on the laptop, and he'll say, I'll wait until an opportunity arises. I'll go somewhere and one day I'll meet a publisher. One day I'll do it when it's a bit better, I can improve it, I'll do more research, blah de blah de blah. Now, what this analogy shows you is the other person is doing everything he can to make a dream come true. When the other person is sitting back through fears or thoughts, even just thoughts. Now, he might actually have a better thought of polishing and improving his book, but it doesn't mean that somewhere along the line this person who's trying that hard isn't going to beat him to the race because of the trying, the effort, the energy. Now, where does that energy come from? It comes from you mastering your mind, mastering your thoughts, and then feeling this love, this self-love for the first time, this esteem that, you know what, I project this image of me that has to look like this. He has a physical look like this, and he has a respectful look from the outside world like this. And this is the character, the avatar that I want to be. And it just so happens to be 5 characters from my favourite films growing up. And I'm pretending that I'm ever going to be this person. And I don't know how to get that person. And when I look in the mirror, that person's not me. And he's not you inside there. Because you're not motivated. And the motivation comes from your mind. You've got to expand your mind and clear out all this garbage, all those bad thoughts that are telling you you're shit, you don't love yourself. It's just an honest, observation. You're not loving yourself. That's the reason why you need to watch these sort of videos, to learn and hear and do something that masters emotions, masters these negative thoughts, attachments to stupid stuff, and makes you realise, okay, I have a dream. I need to make a plan of how that dream is going to become a reality. And also enjoy that feeling. Enjoy the part of the process. I know somebody who got a book published and they said that they hated the book signings, they hated the readings, they hated going to London to do all of the stuff, and they said they actually enjoyed, and realised this after the event, that they enjoyed the failures. They're trying to get it published. It was a setback, but they had a burning desire to do it. The rest, they didn't even realise. It was like, oh no, I don't really want to do that. Just see, it's all about a perspective, the perspective you create in your own mind. So do whatever it takes, but wake up saying that you love yourself, and you're going to put yourself in the best position, whether that's meditation, jogging, exercise, good sleep, cutting out alcohol, any bad habits. You eat too much crap, you eat too much sugar, cut it out. Cut sugar out for a week, tell me if you feel better. I know that you're gonna. Cut out caffeine for a week, tell me you're gonna feel better. I know that you will. Do these things and you'll propel to a new level of you, and then you'll start getting positives from other people. That ego boost that you always looked for and never got will happen. You look well, you look good, you look like you're really focused, you're doing something, and then you can choose to tell them or choose not to tell them. If you feel like they need help as well and a push, then become that other person that's like, why didn't you come to the gym with me, why didn't you do this? And then you just snowball in the right direction rather than snowballing in the wrong direction. So master your emotions, master your thoughts, really start to observe what you do and ask, would you look after your child like that? Would you really look after a small adult like you're looking after yourself? And that small adult is still trapped inside you, waiting to grow up. I hope this helps.